The wind howled through the Black Ridge Mountains like a wounded animal, dragging dust and cold across the dying town of Red Hollow. Most folks had already fled. Gold was gone, hope was gone, and Mercy had never lived there to begin with. Only Eli Mercer remained. He was a mountain man, broad shoulders, weather-cracked hands, beard streaked with frost and regret. He lived off trapping and silence, speaking only when words were necessary. At 35, Eli had buried his parents, his brothers, and the idea that life would ever offer him more than survival. That night, he rode into town for salt and ammunition. Instead, he found a crowd. A wooden platform stood outside the saloon. A man with greasy hair and a cruel smile shouted over the wind. "Last chance. $1. Take her or leave her." Eli frowned. On the platform stood a woman in a dark hooded cloak, wrists bound, face hidden. She was thin, too thin, but she stood straight. No crying, no begging. The crowd laughed. $1 for a useless mouth. She don't even show her face. Probably cursed. Eli didn't laugh. He'd seen that stillness before, in animals that had stopped fighting, because they'd already decided to live. No one? The auctioneer sneered. Fine, $1 or she freezes. Eli reached into his coat. All he had was a single silver coin, his last. I'll take her. The crowd went silent. The auctioneer blinked. You serious, mountain man? Eli tossed the coin. I said I'll take her. The rope was cut. The woman stepped down. Up close, Eli noticed something strange, despite the cold. Her hands were steady, strong, educated hands. Not a drifter, not a beggar. They mounted his horse, riding into the mountains without a word. Hours passed. Finally, near Eli's cabin, she spoke. Thank you, Eli. He froze. No one in that town knew his name. He turned slowly. How do you know who I am? She pushed back her hood. Firelight revealed a face marked by hardship, but her eyes were sharp, intelligent, and painfully familiar. I promised your mother, she said softly, that if I ever survived, I'd find you. Eli's breath caught. My mother died 20 years ago. The woman nodded. After hiding me, after helping me escape men who killed my family for land and silver. She swallowed. They thought I was dead. I wasn't. Memories crashed into Eli, his mother sheltering a wounded stranger, whispering prayers, saying some souls are tied together before they ever meet. You were just a boy, the woman continued. But you gave me water. You said, don't be scared. Mountains protect their own. Eli felt something break open inside his chest. You remembered that? He whispered. She smiled, small, fierce. I survived because of it. Snow fell gently around them. In that moment, Eli understood. He hadn't paid $1 to buy a woman. He'd paid it to fulfill a promise written long before either of them understood it. From that night on, Red Hollow disappeared from maps. But high in the Black Ridge Mountains, travelers spoke of a man and a woman who built a life where cruelty couldn't reach, where destiny didn't shout, it whispered and waited. Winter didn't loosen its grip on the Black Ridge Mountains, but Eli Mercer's cabin was no longer cold. The woman, Mara, learned the rhythms of mountain life quickly. She could set traps, skin game, and read the sky like a map. At night she spoke little, but when she did, her words carried weight. She told Eli of the men who hunted her family, of the land deeds stolen in blood, and of a name that never stopped haunting her. Caleb Crow. He runs Red Hollow now, she said, staring into the fire. He was there the night my family died, and the night I was sold for $1. Eli's jaw tightened. Red Hollow had always been rotten, but now it had a face. Spring arrived with bad news. A rider collapsed near the creek, breath torn and bloody. Before dying, he whispered, Crow's men, heading into the mountains, asking about a mountain man and a hooded woman. Mara reached for her knife. No, Eli said calmly. This ends once, today. They rode at dawn. Red Hollow looked smaller than Eli remembered, like a beast already dying. Caleb Crow stood outside the saloon, shotgun in hand, smile sharp as broken glass. Well, I'll be damned, Crow laughed. The dollar woman came back and brought herself a hero. Mara stepped forward. You stole our land. You murdered my family. Crow shrugged. West ain't kind. Eli moved then, fast, final. The first shot shattered Crow's shotgun. The second ended him. No speech, no mercy. The town watched in silence as Eli turned away. No one followed. By summer, Red Hollow was empty. Years passed. On a ridge overlooking the valley, a cabin stood stronger than before. Smoke rose. Laughter, rare, precious, carried on the wind. Eli never called Mara his destiny. He called her his home. And the mountains kept their promise.